I think for me it's like come from cello is my first instrument that I learned, so it's sort of combining the sounds of the cello and what the cello can do, sort of like the bass lines and the more bowed melodic stuff, with also songwriting and what I want to sort of say with the songs. So it's sort of like cello-led melodies, and then also just sort of the arrangements are, I like sort of thinking about the quality of the sounds, like we've got quite a lot of bassy, subby sounds which are really like warm, and then the vibraphone which has its own like distinct sort of sound as well. So I think like combining specific sounds to create something that, yeah, I think it's a bit of a weird lineup.
Hello everyone. It's so lovely to see you all. It's, yeah, lovely to be on the home ground. Yeah, we're going to play some tunes.
I remember I'd moved up to Newcastle I'd been there for about a week maybe, and there was a gig happening in a place called Bar Loco, which is like where a lot of sort of cool stuff happens, and Katie played there by herself, and I remember thinking, I would love to make music with that person. That sounds very cool and something I would really enjoy.
And then there's the drums, the percussion element, which definitely adds like an energy to it, because I think this is the first time we've actually played with a drum kit.
I'm the newbie here, so I have just recently joined these two, specifically before this tour.
Yeah.
And then so for this run of gigs and then see what happens, and
the future.
Where does your mind go? When you slow down. That song is called Birds, and we've actually brought a little flock of birds with us. You might spot them around. So this is Will Hammond, and this is Fran Knowles. And Will Hammond has gone from the niche instrument of a vibraphone to the more niche instrument of the electronic vibraphone. Which does look very futuristic. So yeah, this next song, the first part of it is a tune that Will wrote, and the second part of it is a song called Rhythm, which was the first track that we released.
I'd just finished studying my undergrad and was much, I don't know, I sort of had been into folky stuff for a bit and then but played a lot more, I guess, jazz sort of things while I was studying, just because that was the sort of people I was around and what they were interested in. And obviously vibraphone is much more of I'd say it's much more of a jazz instrument than it is a folk instrument. But, you know, so there are maybe 3 or 4 of us in the UK trying to sort of carve that niche out for ourselves. But yeah, and it was nice. It was nice to come to a new city and find other people trying to do similar things.
Study in Newcastle. I'm kind of from the northeast, but I went off to Leeds to study, and then I went to Sheffield and I did an ethnomusicology master's, and then sort of got into a lot of folk music and stuff around that time as well, and just a mix of music from everywhere really, a lot of different influences, and then I came back to Newcastle because I was doing some music work there, and just kind of got involved over the last 7-8 years with lots of different musicians in Newcastle, and it's just kind of like constantly transforming, which is really nice. Every year feels a little bit different, and different projects take priority, and it's a nice scene to be in. It feels like it's constantly changing but kind of developing and growing.
We drove down from Glasgow yesterday. But I'm so glad we managed to make it down here. I'm gonna promise to always try and make it to Pembrokeshire whenever we're touring. You have the power, do not cower at this sight. You are mighty.
As a musician, like an independent musician, doing most things yourself, your time just gets filled up so much with doing all of that. Is and then trying to work out how to actually like be involved in movements for change, and like it's hard to know how to input, but I think it definitely does come for me into my lyrics sort of subtly, rather than really consciously like at the forefront, but it's sort of like an underlying theme of sort of questioning what we do, what we're doing, and like sort of power and climate emergency. And
this song's called Window Scene. He's only small. Is he gonna smoke them all? Plastic bags fly in the breeze, caught in the trees. I'm on the home stretch. I'm on the home stretch.
I was going to say I actually saw you perform solo at an XR little night that my friends were putting on.
Oh yeah, that was a few years ago.
In Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was really nice. They basically, my housemates and extended groups had all got together to sort of start a team of people who were going to go down to the XR protests in London and who wanted to continue that in some way, like just continue discussions and stuff about it.
I mean, I think music's always been involved in those sort of movements as well.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Berlin and just sitting and being really content with just sitting and like watching the world go by. Cigarette smoke, cool cocktail, cigarette smoke, cool cocktail, cigarette smoke, cool cocktail, cigarette smoke, cool cocktails, bus station through traffic, cigarette smoke, cool cocktails, boots and bags, coats and hats, one-sided phone chats, hands in pockets, racing. Oh my shiny sweet central bus station, oh shiny. Oh my shiny sweet central bus station, oh shiny. Station traffic, bottle in hand, drink up. Step by step, wheel by wheel, we all have the same deal. Hands in pockets, pacing. Oh my shiny sweet central bus station, oh shiny.
Borrowed a cello when I went to Berlin and did a bit of busking there, which was really, really nice. Done a few tours in Italy, which has always been really, really nice. Like, people are so hospitable and like just feed you this amazing food. Yeah, so been to Italy a few times and sort of done a few gigs on the way down through like Germany and did one in Luxembourg. It was quite a shock to the system when like gigs came back, I think, because it was so unknown like when that was going to be the case, and it felt like, because throughout the last 2 years it's sort of, you've rearranged things and then they've got cancelled, so you rearrange them and they've got cancelled, so it's like just sort of imagine that just being a constant thing. And then in the summer when gigs did start to happen again, it was like time had already been filled up with so much, already been busy, and then it was like doing gigs as well. It was like, it just felt like quite a shock to the system to like get back into that. but I mean, it's been really, really nice.
I'm going to play you a new one. This track is going to be out at the start of next year. And this is a sort of stripped back version. I've been having some lessons in music production, which has been really, really interesting. And so I think like 2% of music producers who are sort of arranging and recording the music are women. So it's very, which is quite crazy. I don't know why that is. It's called Goldfinches, and I'll see if you can work out what it's about. Two goldfinches in your mouth. You're a comfortable hunter living in town. The grass does grow in the bricks where they crack, but you're tame now like a flower in its pot. What have we done? What have we done? Oh, what are we doing still? If I was you, I'm sure I'd be doing the same thing that you do. Flora, aspiring in the sun. Millions of years before we came along. Flowers bloom is what they grow to do. You catch blackbirds and goldfinches too.